Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving headfirst into one of the most powerful forces changing the business world for 2025, AI-powered workflow automation. If you're thinking about how to make your operations smarter, faster, and more efficient, then you are in the perfect spot. Let's get right into it. And look, this is not just some future trend. The numbers are already here and they're big. Check this out. A staggering 92% of executives are already planning to bring AI automation into their workflows by 2025. This is happening right now, which is exactly why knowing how to design and build these systems is no longer optional, it's essential.
So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the huge opportunity in front of us. Then, we'll look at the core tech shift from old-school rules to new-school intelligence. After that, we'll get practical with an actual implementation blueprint. Then comes a really important part, the human reality check. From there, we'll cover how to secure these new workflows, and finally, we'll talk about the real return on investment, which might surprise you. All right, first up, the AI automation shift. Before we jump into the nuts and bolts of how to build this stuff, we really need to get our heads around the why. We've got to understand the massive potential that's just waiting for us to unlock it.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, AI workflow automation is all about using artificial intelligence to take over those tedious, repetitive tasks and to make your business processes run smoother. But here's the key difference. We are not talking about dumb bots that just follow a script. No, this is about creating intelligent systems that can actually learn from what they're doing and get smarter over time.
And if you're wondering if this is all just hype, the market metrics tell a pretty clear story. We're looking at explosive market growth, a potential productivity boost of up to 40%, and a huge competitive advantage for the companies that get on board. The numbers don't lie.
This brings us to the real engine behind all this, the shift from rules to intelligence. This is the big deal, fundamental change in technology that makes everything we're talking about possible. It's a leap from rigid, old systems to flexible, adaptive AI.
So on one hand, you've got the old way, rule-based systems. These things are brittle. A button on a website moves 2 pixels to the left and the whole automation breaks. They're static, and you have to map out every single possible scenario. It's exhausting. But on the other hand, you have adaptive intelligence. It's flexible, it gets the context, it actually learns, and it can handle messy, real-world situations and make smart decisions. It's a whole new ballgame.
And this idea leads to something called the automation ceiling. Think about it. As your business gets more complex, those old rule-based systems just can't keep up. They hit a hard wall. Their performance flatlines because you just can't write enough rules to cover everything. But adaptive intelligence, it's designed to smash right through that ceiling.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get to the heart of it, your implementation blueprint. This is the practical, how-to part of the guide, where we lay out the exact plan for designing and actually rolling out an AI workflow in your own organization.
It really boils down to 5 crucial steps. First, you've got to assess your business needs. Find where automation will make the biggest splash. Second, pick the right tools for that specific job. Third, integrate them into the systems you already have. Fourth, and trust me, this one is so critical, you have to train and onboard your team. And finally, you don't just set it and forget it. You monitor and optimize those workflows constantly.
And any workflow you build is going to be made of these 4 essential parts. You've got a trigger. That's the thing that kicks it all off, like a new email landing in your inbox. Then you have actions, the tasks that get done, like, say, automatically replying to that email. Conditions are the if-then rules, like only reply if the email contains the word urgent. And finally, integrations are the glue that connects all your different apps and tools so they can talk to each other.
Okay, now we need to take a little detour from the tech. We've got the plan, but we need to talk about what really happens on the ground. This is the human reality check, where we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the non-technical stuff that can absolutely torpedo an AI automation project.
This quote, it comes from a developer who has spent years building these systems, and it just says it all. The technology can be perfect, but it's the people, the politics, and the organizational chaos that will truly decide if you succeed or fail.
So what are these hidden hurdles? Well, first off, people get scared. They worry that AI is coming for their jobs, and so they might not be super cooperative. Second, whatever official documentation you have for a process, it's probably a fantasy. The reality is this messy web of tribal knowledge, all the little tricks and undocumented workarounds that people have figured out over the years. And because of all this, you absolutely need to find champions inside the company who believe in the project and can help you navigate that messy reality.
So here it is, the bottom line. You have to understand this. You are not just buying software. You are buying organizational change. And successfully managing that change, managing the people, is way more important than any line of code you'll ever write.
Now, with that reality check fresh in our minds, let's talk about protecting what you've built. Once these powerful new systems are running, we've got to build the right fortifications to defend them against some very modern threats.
And look, you can't just use your old security playbook here. AI security is a different beast entirely. Why? Because these systems are autonomous. They make decisions on their own. They're woven deep into your core operations. They're handling tons of sensitive data. And frankly, sometimes how they make a decision can be a black box, totally opaque to us.
This creates a whole new set of risks, things like prompt injection, where an attacker can literally hijack your AI just by writing a tricky sentence in plain English, or model tampering, where they try to corrupt the AI's brain. You've also got insecure integrations that act as backdoors. And then there's shadow AI. That's when your employees start using their own AI tools without permission, opening up huge security gaps you don't even know about.
So how do you defend yourself? Here's your playbook. First, enforce the principle of least privilege. That means every bot and every system only gets the absolute minimum permissions it needs to do its job, and nothing more. Use strong identity and access management. Keep a constant eye out for any weird behavior. Encrypt everything, and lock down every single one of your API integrations. And that brings us to our final section, the real return on investment. We're going to zoom out here because the true value you get from AI automation is so much bigger and more interesting than just cutting costs.
Let's be crystal clear on this. If the only thing you're focused on is reducing headcount, you are missing the entire point. You're leaving the biggest and best opportunities on the table.
The true return is so much richer. It's about getting consistency at scale. Your business rules are followed perfectly, 24/7, no exceptions. It's having comprehensive audit trails, where every single action is logged, giving you total transparency. It's gaining incredible process clarity, because the very act of automating forces you to finally write down all that tribal knowledge. But honestly, the biggest win? It's unlocking human potential, freeing up your smart, talented people from boring, repetitive work so they can focus on creative, strategic challenges.
So we'll end on this question. Just imagine for a second that all those manual, mind-numbing tasks are just gone. They're automated. Your team suddenly has more time, more energy, more brain power. The real question isn't about what you'll save. It's about what you will build next.